welcome once again to the Owl Academy of Education. Today we are going to start ICSE Class 7 Chemistry, that is Candid Chemistry, Chapter 6. Chapter 4 and 5 you have already learned in our earlier videos. Today we are going to start lesson 6, that is characteristics of chemical reaction. Before we proceed to this lesson, for a recap we will do here what is atom. Atom, as we have already learned, that smallest particle of an element that take part in a chemical reaction. It is the smallest particle of an atom that take part in a chemical reaction and which is indivisible, and it joins to form molecules, right? Molecule is the smallest part of an element or compound which exists independently. Now, what is this element and what is this compound? For a recap, elements, the simplest form of a pure substance, are called elements which cannot be divided into other simpler substances. They contain similar kinds of atoms, right? Similar kind of atoms like hydrogen. Now, compounds, pure substance made up of two or more elements. Elements are here. Two or more elements chemically combined in a fixed ratio by weight. For example, water. Here, two or more one element is of hydrogen, one element is of oxygen. Hydrogen is containing two hydrogen atoms, and one water is containing one element of oxygen, right? So these are the definitions we are going to use again and again in this chapter. Now, what is a chemical change? Chemical change, as you know, atoms are not fixed in their molecules forever. Atoms are scattered here. They are not fixed in their molecules, right? They can come apart, and their molecules can come apart. Molecules of different elements can come apart and join together again in new different combinations. This is called chemical change, right? So what is the definition of a chemical change? Chemical change, elements or compounds undergo changes such that new substances are formed. Okay, right? Such changes are called chemical change. So these changes are represented with the help of chemical reaction. We will do chemical reaction next. These changes may be occur naturally in our environment, and some may change due to human activity. In the everyday science, you have noticed that sun's heat and light are also chemical change that occur in our environment naturally, right? So this is the definition of chemical change. Now students, in the earlier lesson you have learned about chemical reaction. What is a chemical reaction? It takes place when two or more reactants come in contact with one another to form some product, and transfer of energy takes place or evolution of gas takes place. Some gas will be released. So as you know, whenever a chemical reaction takes place, there is no loss or gain of atoms. There is no loss or gain of atoms during a chemical reaction. Only an arrangement of atoms takes place, okay, which will keep the total number of atoms same on the reactant side and product side, right? So this is the chemical reaction. Now, characteristics of a chemical reaction. First of all, there will be evolution or release of gas. For example, we take some example from our everyday science. When vinegar is poured on baking soda, vinegar, as you know, right, सिरका से बोलते हैं. Vinegar is poured on baking soda. Baking soda, you all know. Then carbon dioxide, CO2 is released, and water and sodium acetate are formed, right? So this is the formula of acetic acid or vinegar, CH3COOH. These you will deal in the higher classes. CH3 for this class you have to remember their name. CH3COOH, that is acetic acid, plus NaSO3, that is sodium bicarbonate. We call it as baking soda. When they combine with each other, then there is a release of carbon dioxide. Arrow shows the gas, right? Release of gas, and water is formed, right? Giving the byproduct sodium acetate. How we will have balanced this equation? This is acetic acid, CH3COO. The functional group CH3COO will combine with this sodium plus, right, of sodium bicarbonate to form sodium acetate, and this CO3 will change into CO2. Now balancing, how this has been balanced from this CO3, one CO2, one one oxygen has remained, that will combine with H2. This H are combined to form H2, two molecules of hydrogen, and combined with one molecule of oxygen to form water, right? In the same way, when we pour sodium metal in water or add water to the sodium metal, the vigorous reaction takes place. This is Na, right? This is sodium metal plus water, sodium hydroxide. So, is this balanced equation or no? Hydrogen and heat will be released. Hydrogen arrow shows release of gas. So, Na plus H2O, NaOH, is this balanced? Not balanced. Why? Here H2, here also H2, right? H2 has released, then from where this H has came. Now this is unbalanced equation, we have to balance this, right? So this is H2, this is H, this is H2. There are only two H2 but released, 3 H2 has released. So we have to make them 3, right? For that we will put 2 here, right? 2H, right? We will put 2 here. As we have put 2 here and make this sodium 2, so we have to also put here 2. Now is this equation balanced? 2 sodium, 2 sodium, balanced, right? Now 2 hydrogen, 2 hydrogen, 2 hydrogen, 4 hydrogen, as where 4 hydrogens. Now we have to make them 2 to the 4. Now this has got balanced, right? This OH negative, sodium positive, this sodium oxide from water has here, this hydrogen has released therefore to here and heat. Now this is a totally balanced equation, right students? In the same way, we put zinc metal into dilute sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid constitute forms dilute and concentrate. Concentrate is highly reactive, dilute is little reactive, right? Here hydrogen gas will be evolved zinc plus H2SO4, that means dilute sulfuric acid. H2SO sulfuric acid sulfate from here, right? So this zinc metal will combine with SO4 negative. This hydrogen will be removed. Is this equation balanced? One zinc, one SO4, one SO4, right? Hydrogen. So this is totally balanced equation. It will release, right? So this was a property or characteristic of evolution of gas. Now the second property is change. Second characteristic is change of color. For this we will take example of one crystal of copper carbonate which is green in color are heated, right? Copper carbonate, copper plus carbonate. So this is CuCO3 carbonate, copper carbonate. It is green in color when and in crystallized form. When we heat crystals of this copper carbonate, we get copper oxide which is black in color and carbon dioxide gas is released. Now see that this equation is balanced or not. Cu1, 1 Cu. Now this is CO3. CO2 are here, 1 is here, 2 plus 1, 3. That is, this is okay balanced equation, right? You have to keep in mind these carbonate names, right? Their chemical names. Now when second example is when hydrated crystals of copper sulfate, right? And hydrated crystals of copper sulfate which are blue in color are heated slowly, right? Then its formula copper sulfate is copper sulfate pentahydrate. Pentahydrate means 5 hydrate molecules which comes from water, which are of water, right? It is solid. When we heat it, copper sulfate CuSO4 solid is released, is formed. This hydrate is in blue color. When we heat it, its crystals are released. Copper sulfate is white in color. It is anhydrous and five water molecules. These five water molecules are the, this L is for liquid, S is for solid, right? So now we will see this equation is balanced. Five water are released, five water released, one SO4, this is totally balanced equation. Now we will take another example. When red lead oxide is heated strongly, lead oxide Pb3O4. This is oxide, this is lead, right? This is heated strongly, it is solid and red in color. When we give some heat to it, then lead monoxide, which is yellow color, this red will change in yellow and oxygen is released. Now we will see, is this equation balanced? Pb3 Pb3O4, first O4, one O, two O3, one O is remaining. Now here Pb lead 3, this is only Pb. So now what we will do? There are 3 Pb, here is only one Pb. 4 O, 2 plus 1, 3 O. Now how is this balanced? This is not balanced equation. We are going to make it balance. Right. Now the main problem is of Pb. Here 3 Pb, there is only one Pb. So 3 Pb, 1. If we put 3 here, then the purple is not solved because there will be 3 oxygen. Here oxygen will become 5. Now 3 2 6. If we put 2 here, there are 6 lead molecules and 6 here. Now oxygen, 4 oxygen, 4 2 now oxygen has become 4 2 8. Now here 6 oxygen, 6 plus 2. So the equation has become balanced, right? You have to keep in mind balancing of equation that we have done in the previous chapter in our earlier video, balancing of chemical equation. Right, students? Now the third property is formation of precipitates. Right? Formation of precipitate. What are precipitate? Precipitate is an insoluble product which is formed when two chemical compounds which are soluble in each other react to form a substance which is insoluble and separates out from the solution. Precipitates are just like you have seen the residue when we take a bath, residue of soap and water. That residue is just like precipitate. Precipitates are just like that residue, right? For this, we will take example of NaOH. NaOH, students, we have done a lot of time. So NaOH is sodium hydroxide. Sodium plus hydroxide, that is sodium hydroxide, is mixed with solution of CuSO4, copper sulfate, that means copper and sulfate ions, right? Then deep blue precipitates of copper hydroxide are formed. What will be the reaction? Sodium hydroxide, this is colorless. CuSO4, copper sulfate is light blue color, right? Blue withdrawal, you have seen नीला पत्थर जो देखते हैं, that is copper sulfate. So when this copper then when this react together, then we will get copper hydroxide, CuOH twice. Hydroxide is OH, OH twice, deep blue color, and sodium sulfate, Na2SO4 will be released. So is this equation balanced? Not balanced? Then we have to balance it. First, this is sodium, one molecule, there are two. Alright, we have 1, 2, so we have to make this 2. Now 2 NaOH, Na is salt. Right, now 2 OH or 2 H2O. So we have 2 OH. Here OH2, this is okay. Now CSO4, Cu, 1 Cu, 1 Cu, okay, 1 SO4, 1 SO4. So this has got balanced by just placing 2 here, right? Now second example we will take when lead nitrate and potassium iodide are mixed. So lead nitrate, Pb, nitrate is written here, NO3 twice, right? NO3 twice, we will read just like that. Plus potassium iodide, K is potassium, I is iodide, right? So this is colorless, this is also colorless. When they are mixed, yellow precipitate will be released and potassium nitrate will be formed, which is colorless. Is this equation balanced? So 1 Pb, okay, NO3 twice, NO3 twice, NO3 twice. That means 3 to the 6 NO, right? So here NO3, only NO3. Where is twice? No. So we will put here as 2. So we have made this 2 potassium, 3 to the 6 NO3, 3 to the 6 NO3. This is solved, but potassium has become 2. Here potassium is 1. We have to make it 2. Right? By putting 2 here. Now see 2 potassium, okay. 3 to the 6 NO, 3 to the 6 NO, right? Okay, 1 PV, 2 I2, this has become I2, this is right. So the equation has got balance by putting 2 and 2 here. Now when FeSO4, what is FeSO4, students? FeSO4 is ferrous sulfate, right? And sodium hydroxide are reactive mixed. So FeSO4 plus NaOH. So this will become Na2SO4 and FeOH. From this will be combined with FeOH. Is this balanced? This is not balanced because here Na is 1, here Na are 2. So we have to make this 2 NaOH. Now hydroxide has become 2, hydrogen 2, right? No problem. Fe is 1, no problem. SO4 is 1, SO4 is 1. 2 Na. So the equation has become balanced, right? Now students, next change is energy change. The next characteristic is energy change. Now when any chemical reaction takes place, energy is either produced or released in the form of heat and light during a chemical change. Sometimes the energy is released. The reactions that give off energy, they are called exothermic reactions, and the reactions which takes place with the help of energy, that is absorbs energy, they are endothermic reactions. So you have seen calcium oxide, which we call as tuna in our houses. When we whitewash our houses, that is called quicklime, is mixed with water. Then the water becomes very hot, it gets heated and start boiling in the calcium oxide, that is called chuna. So calcium oxide formula is CaO plus H2O. It will become CaOH twice, giving calcium hydroxide, and heat energy will be released. So is this balanced equation CaO plus H2O, CaO plus H2O, right? So oxygen 2 hydrogen, 1 Ca, 1 Ca, balanced, totally balanced. The same example is when magnesium ribbon is hit, it catches fire at once. It is dazzling, it will give white flame, dazzling white flame. So this is magnesium plus O2. It will become magnesium oxide and energy will be released. Here also energy is released. So these are exothermic reactions. So is this balanced? O2 only one, Mg only one. So what we will do? We have to make O2 2. So this is 2. 2 Mg, O2 Mg, 2 O2, right? 2 Mg. We will to make Mg2 we will put 2 here. This is the balanced equation, right? Now example of endothermic reaction is here when sodium bicarbonate is heated to form sodium carbonate and water and carbon dioxide. This is sodium bicarbonate, you have learned just in the previous sheet. NaCO3 is sodium bicarbonate. When we heat it, give it heat energy, it will be broken down into Na2CO3, which is sodium carbonate. Here, this is sodium carbonate. Na2CO3 plus water. This is here G. G means gas. When we put a G in front of water here, so that means they are water vapors. If we put L, that means liquid water is formed. Now it is G, so water vapors will be formed. That will go in the atmosphere. So is this balanced equation? Here only one Na, here are two Nas. So we will put 2 here, 2 Na and CO3. This has become 2 Na and 2 CO3, 3 to the 6. Here so 3 to the 6, 3 are here, 1 here, CO2 consolidate, so the equation has become balanced by putting 2 just here, right? Now in the same way, the next is change of state. So what is change of state? Whenever molecules absorbs heat energy and use this energy for reactions or vibrations of molecules. So the energy, as the energy increases, the rate of chemical reaction also increases. Breaking some bond of the chemicals, when the bonds break, the change of state takes place. Solid, they will become solid to liquid. Right, students? When we provide energy, right? So during the vapors are released, the energy produced utilized to increase the molecular distance between the molecules. For example, when ammonia gas reacts with chloride gas, ammonia, formula of ammonia is NH3, hydrogen chloride's formula is H plus Cl HCl. So then we get ammonium chloride, dense fumes of ammonium chloride are obtained. So this ammonia gas and hydrogen chloride gas, from gas they have changed into the solid, right? This is change of state from gas to solid, solid to liquid, right? Liquid to gas. So So from gas to solid, a change of state of happens. So in this balanced equation, NH3 here, 1 H comes here, NH4. NH3 plus 1 H, NH4, right, ammonium ion. This is chloride, 1 Cl1, balanced, equally balanced. Now, so this reaction is also used to detect the presence of ammonia gas, right? Now, second, ammonia is a dangerous gas, so where formation of ammonia takes place, this test is conducted to get it detected. Now, when red hot carbon in solid state is treated with sulfur vapors, right? Carbon solid, sulfur gas. Vapors means gas. So we will put gas G here. Carbon disulfide is formed, which is liquid. Here solid, here gas. We have obtained liquid. Change of state from solid gas to liquid, right? So this is change of state. Now we will study about catalyst. Catalysts are the substances which increases or decreases the speed of a chemical reaction when we add them. So they may increase, when they increase the reaction rate of reaction, they are called positive catalyst. When they decrease the rate of reaction, they are negative catalyst. Right? Now, these catalysts are also found in our body. They are called enzymes or biochemical catalysts. Enzymes like pepsin, trypsin, they are all found in our body. In our saliva, there is a salivary amylase which helps in decomposition of carbohydrates we eat. Right, students? So this was your all about your lesson number 6. Exercise we will do some other day. So this chapter has completed. Basics of this chapter has completed now. If you have understood it well, then make more and more likes and shares, right? And get our channel subscribed by your other friends or companions too, so that they can also be helped, right? So this chapter has ended now. Thanks for watching the video. We will meet in the next video with some other topic. Till then, it's goodbye.